looks like quietly China has been building up their armed forces, and as far as their ability to like their cyber attacks that they're having, obviously they've gotten some pretty sophisticated with regards to that market as well. And economically, they're pretty sophisticated too, as far as their growing dominance in the world economy. We're now moving away. I think China and Russia just recently signed an agreement whereby Russia would sell all their gas directly to China, and China will, for the first time, gas typically is traded in dollar, and this deal was done, and it was not done in the dollar. So it shows that the dollar dominance has ended. And also, you see countries are now starting to work around the United States, so we're not, I guess, as strong of an economic force or even as strong of a military force as we might have been in the past. So that's kind of like a new paradigm shift. It's a new way of thinking. It's I've always, you always feel like we're the big one on top, and it's interesting to share that space on a global stage and to realize that our dominance might be starting to wane to a certain degree.
Mm-hmm. Very interesting.
Do you have another article? Because I think I'm out.
Well, yeah, this is something not so much from an economic standpoint. Well, it is to a certain extent, but this was an article. Nearly one in five Americans had mental illness in 2009, and part of the problem, they say, with all the unemployment, a lot of people can't get help.
Right.
They can't get medical help, and they have mental illnesses and their depression and things like that. And
that's a high number, though. One out of every 5 person.
I mean, joblessness,
right,
and depression and all these things. The economy is certainly having its effect on it, and it just makes it worse because a lot of these people that are out of jobs for a while now, they don't have insurance either.
Right.
And so that's a dangerous thing to have a bunch of people that are having some mental problems walking around without treatment.
Right. So to me, what that article says, those of us that have family members that have lost their jobs or that are underemployed, maybe they need a little bit of extra care as far as some attention and whatnot. Because that can be very serious. I mean, that can be very debilitating, if to our country and our ability to rebound. If everyone is suffering in that area, that I mean, if that's that's a huge amount of the population. So
I mean, they don't really break it down into what it is, but my guess would be that a lot of that is depression.
Right.
I think there's a lot of depression, going around. If any, it's probably the main thing.
Right.
A lot of people are depressed.
Right.
A lot of people have been taking medications for that.
Right. Well, if I lost my job, I think I'd be pretty darn depressed too. So, I can understand that. But like I say, I think that that just shows that we as Americans, I think we need to kind of pull it together, because it seems like we're going to be going through a long, hard depression, basically.
Well, we hope. We don't know what the future is going to bring.
Right.
But there's a lot of signs of, some bad stuff going on. So
right.
We don't know how we're going to get out of it.
Right.
So
okay, so that's all we have for today.
Okay, well, I think that wraps it up, and thanks, Olaf, for coming out.
Right. What planet was he from?
Zoloid.
Okay, never heard of it, but you learn something new every day. Goodbye, everyone.
Bye-bye.